Hey guys, this is way different than the stuff I normally make, but I thought that this would be something that's like really cool to do, I guess, or I don't know, but this has gotten so awkward already. I thought that I'd show you like uh some stuff about my microphone over here because I don't know, I thought that that would just be something really interesting to make, like a kind of review sort of thing about it. No, this is not turning into some stupid freaking review channel. Actually, no, they're not stupid, but this isn't turning into a review channel. This is just something that I thought would be fun to do. And so I was gonna do like some test stuff or whatever with my microphone. This right here is a blue Yeti microphone. Um, you're probably seeing them about everywhere. Everyone's used them. I mean, this is the first mic I've ever used, and I don't know. I have my ups and downs with it, but we'll talk about all that a little bit later. But right now, you're listening to the audio from my Logitech C920, the mic from there, which is also a camera that a lot of people have used as well. But enough rambling about. Let's show you pretty much what I use to record all my videos with. So here in just a second, we're going to switch over to the audio from the Blue Yeti.
And now what you're hearing is the audio coming out of my microphone, the Blue Yeti. And you'd probably instantly notice a huge difference between the webcam's audio and the microphone's audio. Most webcams don't really have a very good microphone in them. That's why it's a very good idea to pick up one of these. And you probably noticed that there's a lot of popping sounds. And it's a very good idea to get a pop filter with these. Whenever I just got it, I didn't have any pop filter or anything. I just like sat it on my desk. It was like, good God, I've had this thing for over a year, and I have my personal preferences with it. My sort of things that I enjoy about it, and then there's some stuff about it that I am not really too fond of. But I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a amazing sounding microphone. There's so much stuff about this thing that just makes it insane, and a really good starting microphone for people who are gonna start like YouTube or maybe even podcasts. For podcasts, it'd probably be a better idea to get like a dynamic microphone instead of a one like this. And but yeah, I got this off of what did I get off of? I got this off of eBay for like $93, I think it was. And well, you'll find out here in a minute why I got it for that cheap of a price, but these round up at like around $130 or $120, I think. I don't know. I haven't looked at the prices in since I got this, but it basically took me forever to like save up enough money to get one of these because I took what I'm doing so seriously, and I didn't just start off with some cheaper option. But I would recommend that whenever you start off YouTube, you don't want to shoot for some of the like more expensive stuff. I would recommend starting off with a cheaper microphone, like maybe a was it XL Van BM800 or something like that. I've used that microphone before, and I thought it sounded pretty amazing. But you may not, but I would recommend getting a pop filter with this because pop filters work really amazing with these kinds of things. Whenever I got it, I used to have a like blue sock thing over it, and I had a pop filter, and it was really, really difficult to get rid of all the popping sounds. But if you get like the right pop filters and stuff like that, I don't know. I've used a couple kinds of pop filters before. I've used the sock. I've used the like disc shaped one, and I've used the it was kind of like a Wintech pop guard, but it was like the kind that wraps around the mic that you use, and I didn't really like that one at all because those kinds of pop filters just do a pretty bad job of getting rid of all the popping noises. but we're not here to talk about pop filters. We're here to talk about this microphone. So right here on the front, let's loosen you a little bit, and just like that, the wire came out of it. How about that? That's one of the disadvantages that I had with this thing. This wire comes out so ridiculously easily. That's why I'm planning on getting a new one, but we'll talk about all the ups and downs later. But for now, whenever you take this out, you'll notice on the front here, and my audio is going to change drastically because you're not supposed to speak into the back, but there is a nice little blue logo right there. There is a mute button, and there's a volume button. Now, if you hit the mute button, and whenever you unmute it, you get unmuted. So the volume just controls the volume to your headphones, as you'd probably imagine. Nothing too exciting there, but on the back, this is where it gets kind of complicated. Back here is the gain, and if you turn this up, you'll notice that it picks up way farther from the mic. So we're like about a couple feet away right now, and you can tell how easy it is to pick me up. Now, if we turn it all the way down, you'll notice that you can barely hear me. So, whenever, it was kind of complicated whenever I got this, because, I had my volume turned, like, I'd say halfway whenever I was about right here, and it probably clips a lot, but, yeah, you gotta be, don't overestimate the gain with this, because you don't want the audio to start clipping at all. And right on the back here, this is where the polar patterns are. So let's bring you over here for a minute, and you can see right here, this is where they're at. Okay, let's focus in a little bit. Right about here. So you can see these are your polar patterns. There we go. We're nice and focused now. So the one that I'm set on at the moment is the cardioid. It's this it's this one right here, the little looks like kind of like a pizza with like a slice taken out of it, is what I kind of think it looks like. But maybe if we just move you down a little bit more. So there you go. The one right next to this is omnidirectional, and that basically picks up audio all the way around the microphone. The one next to this is I think bidirectional. And that means that I'm no expert on polar patterns. All I know is just cardioid and omnidirectional. But basically what this one over here does is it picks it up from the front and the back. And then we got this really weird one that picks it up from the front. And then as you go to the left side, the audio goes to your left ear. And then as you go to the right side, it goes to your right ear. I'm still on cardioid at the moment, but that's basically what I found out about it. I don't know. I think it's really interesting, these polar patterns, but we're about to check out all these polar patterns. So this is me just spinning around the microphone, and this is the kind of audio that you get whenever you move around it, whenever you move around the sides of it. Now we're talking into the front again, and now this is what it sounds like from the top, and this is what it sounds like from down here. So that was the cardioid polar pattern. So now we're going to move over to omnidirectional, and you should notice that it's pretty much the same all the way around, but this button's never really easy to turn. There we go. Now we're on omnidirectional, so you will notice that whenever we move all the way around it, it sounds pretty much the same, and as you talk into the top all the way around it, pretty much just same exact audio. It doesn't really like block you out anywhere. So this would be a really useful setting if you're like in a I don't know, guess like a sort of a group podcast or something. Honestly, I don't know. Don't expect this review to be perfect, because this is like the first review sort of deal I've ever done. But the next one. So this next one is it should be I believe bidirectional. So basically what this means is you talk into the front, it sounds perfectly fine. It starts to drift off when you get to the sides, and then whenever you get to the back, it doesn't sound as good, but I mean, it's still perfectly usable. There's nothing really wrong with it. But then as we move around, then it gets normal again. So that's pretty much what bidirectional is. And now we're in this weird one where you talk into the front, it's all cool, and then you get to the left side, and it all starts to go to your left ear. Then whenever you get to the back, it fades out, and then when you get to the right side, it's gonna get to your right ear, and then obviously it gets normal whenever you're back to the front. So that's basically what there is about the polar patterns on this thing. So now we are back on cardio. That's the normal polar pattern that we were using. So one thing that I noticed about this is it's a very good idea to get a shock mount with this. I tried to get the Alphonic shock mount twice actually, and I'm not very happy with it at all because it does not really stop the vibrations from getting to the microphone. So if I hit the stand or like tap it anyway, this is a like ground stand. So if I tap it anywhere, I'm tapping on like the legs on the bottom, and the microphone's picking it up. And now we're just hitting the stand. It's all getting to the microphone. So that's why it's a good idea to get a shock mount with these things, because that stops the vibrations and stuff from getting to the microphone, basically. So, yeah, my Alphonics one broke twice. First time it broke when I was trying to take the microphone off of it, because I got so tired of, I had like the most ghetto mic setup, and I just decided, screw it, let's go back to the desk stand, which, this down here is the desk stand that comes with the microphone, and it comes with these little things to like screw into it and everything. It's attached to it whenever it comes in, but I decided to take it off because I like the idea of like being able to bring it up to my face instead of having it sit somewhere else, like away from me, because it sounds way better when it's closer to me. So yeah, basically, if you're going to get one of these, buy the actual shock mount from Blue. I have not tried it yet, so I don't know for sure what it's like, but I'd imagine that it's not disappointing. But then again, the Alphonics one was a cheap plastic $20 one. So, I mean, it's plastic. It's going to break. I don't even know why they made plastic ones for these heavy microphones. This one is way larger than any other microphone, probably ever. I don't know, but if you're going to buy a shock mount with this, if you're going to buy this in general, and if you get plan on using this with vocal work or anything like that, please get a pop filter and a shock mount because that'll greatly help. I can't speak today, but so you can see back here I have some guitars and stuff. Wait, now you can see it. Right there I have some of my guitars. I'm gonna see how this sounds on music here in just a minute, but before that, I'm gonna do you can see what it's like without a pop filter. Now we're gonna do some tests with a pop filter. So you've been hearing it the entire time without the pop filter. You can notice all the pops and freaking sounds. This right here is my old pop filter that I had. It attached right down there, but you can see how extremely broken it is. This was the pop filter I used. It is a Knox pop filter. You see right there, Knox Audio. It's a pretty nice pop filter. These kinds of like disc-shaped nylon pop filters, it's like, I thought it was like really cool whenever I got one of these because it's like fabric right here. The actual like screen part is just fabric. I don't know why, but that astounded me for some reason. But so let's test it out with a pop filter, and you could probably tell that there aren't all that I don't know how it's like, you don't want to move too far away from it or else the popping noises, you see how much better it is whenever it's closer, pretty much against my mouth. Now you can tell that there aren't any popping noises at all. We're pretty much good with it now. So, if you do pick up one of these, get a shock mount to prevent all of this crap, and get a pop filter because if you do something like that and you plan on writing songs or something, the audio is going to sound, that's pretty much the best audio quality that you're gonna get out of this thing. So now that we got that pop filter deal out of the way, I would test it with a shock mount, but I currently do not have one. So I mean, it's just a shock mount. I'm sure there's probably other reviews of it elsewhere, but yeah. I plan on getting rid of this soon, actually, and upgrading to another microphone, because we're gonna talk about that, actually. So the reason I got this for like $93 whenever the actual price was like $130 is because this is where you screw on your adapter to screw onto your stand, and the hole was a tad bit too big. So basically, I had to like wrap around a bunch of duct tape to kind of like make up for that size, and I just wouldn't recommend. I just save up and get the actual price, because just like, you know, most some yards or whatever, to get, I don't know, do whatever you do to get that money, to get the extra like $40 or whatever or something. Yeah. Basically, I would just wait until you have enough money to get it for the original price, because if you get it for cheaper, you're gonna have these kinds of problems. But anyway, I don't know how the USB cable is on the ones with the full price on it, but I don't know. I just save up to get the money that you need. But I mean, besides that, it's perfect. It's a really good microphone. You know, it's all metal around here. It has this like little cool thing right here, like little design right there. I like that. The grill on it, or a windscreen or whatever, I don't know what it's called, but this part, the part that you speak into, it's all metal as well. So let's test this thing out on some music and see how that sounds. We're gonna do the acoustic guitar first. And the next test that we're going to be doing is with the electric guitar, but without distortion first. So those were some tests to see what the microphone sounds whenever you record like electric guitar or acoustic guitar or something like that. So that pretty much sums up this review of this microphone. So if you enjoyed it, then leave a like, and remember to subscribe. Remember, I need some of the good old likes. And well, I worked pretty hard on this one, so hopefully it helped or something like that. But this is gonna be the end of this review, so I'll see you next time. Bye bye.